Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Comrade and Echo Show. I am Comrade, and I'm with two other people at the moment.
Hello.
I'm Echo.
Yeah,
And
pretty
I'm the
much.
soulless one.
Yeah, you are. And
you're a
this
faker.
is a show where we talk about pretty much anything and everything. So, for example, right now we're going to start with music. So, the first thing is, what kind of music do you guys like?
I'm more into rock and all that sort of thing. What about you?
I really don't have a preference.
You don't have a preference for anything?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Obviously I love rock, I love classical music, I love techno music, and some video game music. So, like, for example, like the music that you would find like Sonic and stuff like that. Yep. The music that I absolutely will not listen to is rap, and I slightly tolerate country music. Slightly.
That's a very slow, slightly.
Yeah.
Extremely is.
Okay, do you like country music?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like about it?
I don't know. It just
Exactly. Nobody knows
just
why
like-
they like it.
I mean,
I like a few songs from country, but yeah, rap I will burn.
Rap is not music, okay?
yeah,
I'm just
rap is just like clear on like extreme terrible.
However, these views are expressed by us and us only. But
Accept them anyway.
yeah, pretty much, except or not. But rap for me is the deterioration of music. That it had taken music, used to take talent to do, used to take creativity. Rap came along, and you get gibberish.
And now there's
Rock.
dubstep where you just need a keyboard or a blender.
What did you say?
Or it's dubstep where you just need a keyboard or a blender.
I'm not gonna touch that comment.
I'm touching it.
Oh no, you can touch the comment. I can't because one of my cousins is big into doing that. He does DJing and stuff, and he does that kind of like keyboard thing.
I'm not apologizing.
I know. Actually,
You
one of
don't
my
have to.
does he have to?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
He might be the host of the show, but I have the final say in the matter.
Do you know?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, rock. What bands do you listen to?
Oh boy. Let's go with Breaking Benjamin,
Really good.
Godsmack.
Do you like them?
I've listened to a few of their songs, yeah.
Okay.
We got Breaking Benjamin, Godsmack.
AC/DC.
AC/DC, of course.
Obviously, it has to be AC/DC.
Yeah, obviously.
Unfortunately, they lost one of their members a couple of years back, was it?
I think so.
I think it's been 2 years at this point now.
I have no idea. My dad would know, but
But yeah, that's true. Obviously, we have Led Zeppelin,
Yes.
who is
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden, Black
Metallica.
Sabbath, Metallica, which you know why Metallica was formed, correct?
No.
Because they wanted to save metal music. That's what it was more like a revamping of it. They helped that. Some people associate them as starting the metal movement, which they did not. They just helped save it. Just like how you had bands like Slayer and Judas Priest, who also helped keep that alive. Okay, back to Black Sabbath. Who did you guys think was a better frontman for the band, Ozzy or Dio?
Ozzy.
oh, straight up Ozzy.
Do either of you know Dio or listen to his music?
I think you had me listen to it.
Probably. You?
Nah.
No. So like he did some songs that are famous, like Holy Diver or Rainbow
Yeah,
in the
you
Dark.
did. You did. I'm gonna let me listen in on that.
Yeah.
Holy diver. It's a priest just goes diving in the water.
Will you stop?
Oh,
Anyways, some other bands that I personally love. Obviously, I said Breaking Benjamin.
Yes. Well, I said that.
He's taking
Yes.
the credit for that, though.
Yeah,
He
I
is
am.
stealing my credit.
You're lucky it's not your credit card, though he does that, too.
I do. Then I do like some other bands I listened to growing up, like Ace of Base.
Does anyone even remember Ace of Base?
They know the sign.
I don't even know what that.
Nobody
what
even remembers that
is
band,
that?
though.
There's
There's also, so the band no one will ever want to remember, Owl City.
Oh.
We don't talk about Owl City.
No, we do not. No, we do not. Just like nobody likes Nickelback anymore, you know? Like, when did it become popular?
Look at this graph.
Yes, when did it become popular to hate Nickelback? Like, what did they ever do to the people?
Canadian.
Canada.
Canadian, yes.
Because they're Canadian, that's why everyone hates them.
Yeah, Canada.
Randomly. Like,
Canada.
they didn't hate them before then. Just like with how some people don't like Disturbed.
Well, technically, Canada was originally owned by the British, and we're Americans, so that's how it happened.
Oh, you're going to get into this.
Oh, I'm getting into it.
No.
There's no time for this.
Actually, there pretty much is. But, anyways.
We're going to be talking about nothing for around an hour. Why not?
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So, do you like Disturbed?
Yeah.
I've never heard Disturbed.
That's disturbing.
Yes, it is. But I'm a ginger, so I myself am disturbing.
That is a very good point. Okay, All Star.
Yeah, that
Smash
would be
Mouth.
Don't get.
Somebody told me that you
knew
like it.
I was going there. Yes, I do like it.
Yes, because there's nothing to hate about it. Like, that's the thing. Like, okay, I can't say that I exactly hate rap music. I just don't call it music because it's not.
Mom spaghetti.
Don't be going there.
I'm going there.
Don't be going there. Then, you know, you have some other artists, like Beyonce, when she took off and did her own thing.
Half of the child stars that we don't talk about anymore.
Speaking of children, there's that Justin whatever.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, that thing. How
Is he
did
even
these
re-
people
is he
ever
even
get...
relevant anymore?
No, he's really not.
That's the thing. Like,
I think he just kind of disappeared after he just started punching people.
Probably. But
wanna
how
pick fights.
is it that these people got so popular? Like, okay, so you're discovered by someone famous. Whoop-de-doo. Like, I don't remember, like, growing up, I don't remember hearing, like, oh, yeah, this kid was found by this person. Here, instant star. Like, when did this become a thing?
YouTube. That's actually how Justin Bieber got famous. So he has a video on YouTube where he was singing and playing the guitar. Then he got picked up, and we all know the results.
He played a guitar.
He also played the drums somehow. He actually had the makings of a musician and suddenly became Justin Bieber.
That is
Sad.
Such a downgrade.
That's horrible. Like,
Really
So-
is.
Speaking of horrible, when you're feeling bad or something like that, what kind of music do you listen to? Do you guys listen to cheer yourself up?
When your legs don't work like they used to
No,
before.
no.
Ed Sheeran, really?
I
Yeah.
would listen to, like, let's say, like,
I got nothing.
some Disney music.
Yeah, I listen to Disney music too.
Okay, now this is probably going to be
Is it the
hard
Disney
to
villain
choose,
songs?
but what is, actually, from all Disney songs,
Oh, boy, here
what
we
is
go.
the greatest Disney song ever made, in your opinion?
You're gonna have to give me a minute. Hold on.
You?
Why you no? That's
No
just-
is not an answer.
That's just too much.
Yes,
awesome.
Snow is my favorite song.
Yeah, no. Just want to say you're welcome. No.
It's the
As
opposite.
for me,
It's the opposite of Be Our Guest, Get Out.
Be our guest.
be a pest.
Be a best. Yeah, exactly.
So for me, the best Disney song ever created, I know you're probably going to think I'm going to choose Gaston.
That would be the first thing I would actually like. choose
No.
for.
I think it's Be Prepared. I think it is the most subtle yet best song that they have ever made, other than Hell's Fire.
That's actually what I was gonna say was mine.
Yeah. Like, my top two would definitely be Prepared and then Hell's Fire. And then it's
No,
a
it's just
toss-up for
Hellfire,
me.
not Hells. It's
It-
not
it's-
Hells.
yeah, it's
it's just singular.
Oh, Hellfire.
There was no multiple Hells here.
Oh, not here. Okay.
Yeah, it's not D&D. We doing?
We'll get to that soon. Yeah, so as I was saying, Hellfire, amazing. He had such an amazing voice. Another song that I like is Ursula's song.
Yeah, Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Yeah. Such an amazing song.
I could pick any of the soundtrack for A Nightmare Before Christmas because Danny Elfman is amazing.
Actually, that is true. Oogie Boogie, best character from that
I love
movie,
that guy
hands
because
down.
he's one of those actors who loves that role so much. You could just say, "We want you to play him again." He's like, "I'm in."
Yeah.
He still could sing that song too. I've seen him like live. There was a live performance of the songs from the original guys from like a year or two ago, and he still sings that really good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I would have. That's impressive to memorize that from like. How long ago was that?
Oh, you're asking the wrong. 93.
I know it was in the 90s. I just don't know when.
Yeah, it was.
I know I was young.
Back
Yeah.
before Disney acknowledged it was under their name
Yeah, yeah.
when they were
That is
using
super
Disney.
dope,
That's the only reason Touchstone exists, because Disney does for movies. Disney doesn't want to acknowledge our dark after the Black Cauldron.
Yeah, that's fair. Black Cauldron was a really dark movie. So good though.
It was good. I think it's just because
Not the
of.
darkest movie that Disney's ever made.
Aren't we supposed to be
though.
on music?
Yeah, I know. But
Oh,
still,
we just went straight from music straight on to Disney. Let's go.
well, I mean, how
Welcome
can
to our
you talk-
Comrade and
how can you
Echo
talk-
show, ladies
how
and
can you
gentlemen.
talk about Disney music and then not talk about that? But yeah, another one of my favorite bands. Wow, never mind. I can't remember. Not Imagine Dragons. I know that they're
The heck
absolute
is
garbage.
Imagine Dragons?
They're a garbage band.
It's alternative.
Yeah, alternative
trash.
music because they're because you know.
I've never
alternatively-
listened to alternative music, and I'm proud of that.
Are you sure you've never done that?
Can you give me a few examples?
No.
Well, then I have no clue then.
Okay. But no, I would say Dragon Force. Dragon Force is among my favorite bands.
Yeah, of course it is.
Do you know Dragon Force?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to have you listen to some. It's pretty much like what they are. It's like epic. I call it like epic rock opera kind of music. Not the rock opera that Queen gave us.
Yeah.
But Queen, another amazing
That's a
band.
band we should have brought up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Queen, amazing band. I did hear that they were making a movie based off of them now, or
I think I heard that too.
something like
Yeah,
that
they
about
are.
Freddie
They've been
Mercury.
doing that a
I saw
lot.
the trailer for it.
Yeah.
They're
And
doing
I-
that for a lot of celebrities now.
Yeah, for what I consider no reason. I mean, maybe because they're like, okay, we want to tell this story, or it could also be the fact that they want to make money, and they know, hey,
More money, honestly.
Yeah,
no,
it's probably
they'll
because
know
of
that
money.
fans will be like, hey, this is a movie about someone that I liked. I want to know more about them.
Yeah.
Could be that.
Probably the money, though.
It's probably. Just like how some people think that Green Day sold out. Like some people say, when American Idiot, yeah, that was the album. When the American Idiot movie album came out, people thought that Green Day had gone corporate where they
Sold out is a
had.
weird term, because I can see sometimes where that works, and most of the time it's not selling out.
No. Like the way I say it is like it's not selling out, it's just, hey, you're changing your style.
Yeah.
Or you're changing whatever it is.
Because if you do the same thing again, you start to get bored.
Yeah.
But people want to just hear the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. And it's
That's
just-
why we have Call of Duty.
Oh boy. We'll get to movies in a couple of minutes.
You mean video games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you right now?
I don't
Clearly not here.
know. No. But yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for music. Unless either of you know a band that probably is not well known
Not really.
or heard anything.
We could talk about like those freelance YouTubers who do music.
Sure.
I mean, like DA games.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
That's
a weird
what I
thing-
DA games, so amazing. So amazing.
Get Out.
A couple. You Get Out. There's a couple.
You know the
of,
song he was referencing. But seriously, Get Out.
listen. Goodbye and see you later.
This place is not for you. Go see. Take it from me.
Stop.
Okay, but anyways, no. DA games on YouTube
Epic
makes
Rap Battle's the only rap I can possibly tolerate.
other than Weird Al Yankovic.
We just talk about that.
I just did.
Wait, why is Weird Al bad to you?
No. You said we don't talk about rap music. I said unless Weird Al Yankovic does
Okay, now I get, yeah.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic is a
Because he actually knows what he's doing.
yeah. That's why he's a legend.
He's
as
white
far
and
as I'm
nerdy.
concerned. Yeah, pretty much. Everything he does is gold.
Just like that Amish paradise.
Yeah, the Amish Paradise, obviously, as you just said, wine nerdy. One of my all-time favorite songs from him is Gump.
I like that music video, Fat.
Oh yeah, I'm fat, where he's in the fat suit.
I love the fact
Or
that
just eat it.
Michael Jackson literally gave him the set for that song from Moonwalker to do that video.
Yeah, just eat it.
No, actually, it was for Fat. That's actually the set they used in Moonwalker for their cover of Bad in that movie.
Oh, wait, that's right. Okay. Kind of forgot.
Still don't know where you are right now.
He's not in zone.
Yeah. But yeah, no, go back to DK Games, though. Like if you ever have a chance to look him up on YouTube, I would suggest doing it because he's just great. Like, already, my favorite song from him is Build Our Machine.
Gospel of Dismay.
Gospel
Yeah,
of Dismay.
that's
and then I
that's
don't
what I want.
remember who the YouTuber is that I saw, but they did a song with Alice Angel in which she was singing.
Eyes on Me. I'm not sure who the YouTuber
Yeah,
is,
it was
but I
it
know
was
that's the song's name.
Yeah, I think it was Eyes on Me.
There's also another Bendy song. I don't know if you guys heard it. Find the Keys. It's actually pretty decent.
No, I haven't.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's been listening to like Devil Swing. That's pretty much what he's been.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
Devil
should have brought
Swing,
that
that's
up.
what it is. Yeah. So,
There's another.
if you know, okay, actually, since we're kind of talking about Bendy, it's a video game, which we're going to
Should
talk
we
about.
transition to video games then?
No, not yet. We'll eventually get there. A couple of minutes. Yeah. But yeah, Devil Swing, one of my favorite songs. Like, because it does, bring it back to like the age of swing,
Yeah.
and kind of makes
Which
it
is
all
actually
modern.
pretty dead music art.
Yeah. Not even just in general. It's like, what? Like here you see bands still releasing things on vinyl, but not in a swing.
Times are weird.
It really is. It's like the more digital, the more advanced it gets, the more it's reverting back. It's kind of crazy. But, we should probably switch it to video games, actually. And Bendy would be the topic.
Chapter 4 came out like a month or so ago.
Okay, have you played all the way up until then?
Yeah, I've played through the whole game so far.
We obviously, you already know, we haven't. We've been watching stuff on, let's say,
You've
from
been just watching YouTubers play it instead?
Yeah, pretty much. And then
Cowards.
specifically listening.
I'm not playing it. He's got it. I'm not playing it.
Okay, you're the coward.
Specifically listening to
The music that's released by people?
yes,
Because Bendy,
it's really good.
even when Chapter 1 came out, the fan base just exploded.
Yeah, that or Cuphead.
Yeah, but Cuphead was like, people knew about it for a couple of years. Bendy just came out and kind of just exploded on the scene.
Well, I don't know, because in Game Grumps, I was listening to them talk, and
Cuphead was like a
heard
thing
about it.
for years, and well, Cuphead eventually had to turn to Microsoft to get it published.
Yeah, and that's
Bendy's
why
been
it's-
independent the whole time,
Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of angers me.
which is why we'll never get the friggin' PS4 release for Cuphead.
Unfortunately. I mean, yeah, PC.
Kind of
or
funny
you
how a
can buy-
game about two guys selling their souls to the devil wound up selling their souls to the Microsoft devil.
That is true. Would have done better if they had stuck with Sony, though, because it would have been better
Yeah.
for me.
So it's only because of your personal preference.
Yes.
I hate you.
Good. So I was saying, for Sony, I like the fact that Bendy and the Ink Machine will be getting released
Yeah,
there.
it's coming to all consoles thanks to Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, this year at some point I heard.
It's going to. I think they said it's coming out after they release Chapter 5, so all the game is together.
That's
Oh,
kind
so
of,
it's
that's
gonna be
kinda what I
released.
had,
So it's gonna be released as
huge
like a.
feeling.
It's going to be released after Chapter 5, so you don't have to get the game and then you have to purchase Chapter 5 afterwards. It's going to be all 5 chapters in once.
Oh, okay, that's really good.
I
then.
mean that makes sense because every other chapter they go back and add graphics up, as you've seen.
Yeah, no,
it makes more sense than oh, now you have to go back on the console version do it. You just get the full thing through.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I was telling you about that.
Yeah, but I kind of forgot.
course
So
you did.
the thing is that I'm slightly irritated that Cuphead is not coming to PS4 because I have no way of
Because
actually.
Microsoft doesn't like cross-platforming.
Yeah, but I mean, even before they went, it just kind of saddens me to know that I'll never be able to play it. Or I mean, I could play it on PC or I guess on Xbox, but I don't want to. I'd rather have had it on the PS4 where I could play it when I want to, not have to go somewhere else to do it.
I never liked those console exclusive games because they just kind of feel like they're leaving everyone else out. Like, oh, hey, you want to play God of War? Too bad. You got to shell out money for a PlayStation 4 and the game.
Yeah, that is a big issue. Which has a lot of people talking. They're like, okay, why don't you have it set up between Microsoft and Sony where, you can play between the other two? way back when, I can't remember, this is a kind of similar situation with Nintendo and Sony.
Back when they were originally
Back in the
developing what was
90s.
supposed to be the...
They built some kind of console. I don't remember what
Which
it was
was
called.
it was going to be like the PlayStation, but then the group broke up, so it became the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation.
Yeah, but it was going to be from both of them being able to play both of their games, and then obviously,
No, that was before Sony got into like the gaming console scene.
I don't know about that because
No, it was because that was the first PlayStation that came out for after the break off happened.
well, I am talking about the break off.
Yeah, but I'm mentioning Sony wasn't a major game developer. I don't think Sony was like a major game console developer until that.
No, they weren't major, but they were still there. Kind of like how Sega is now.
What consoles do you think they had? Exactly.
The world may
There
never
wasn't
know.
any until the PlayStation.
As I said,
You
like
have
they
the
were.
laptop. You can look it up.
Okay, but what I was getting into was that people want PS4 and Xbox to be able to crossplay. Sony said that Sony had originally said that they were for it, but that Microsoft was blowing it off. And then later on, Microsoft was saying, well, actually, we want it, they're blowing it off. So right now it's a, they said kind of situation.
It's a blame game.
Yeah, which is stupid because, okay, here you have both major companies that if they put it together, I think that would be extremely well. More people would buy into it instead of the whole console war thing
I wish that would just die out right now.
Yeah.
Basically, to me, it died sometime after possibly the Dreamcast went out.
Yeah.
Because by that point, it was starting to become the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and then it just became the ad war.
Sega kind of fell out.
Then it just became it basically just became an advertising war rather than actually like what your system could do. It just says buy us, buy us.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo obviously is still there.
And the Switch sold really well despite everyone saying it was going to bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And now, I really want to get a Switch.
You just don't think the investment is worth it? Or
Well, not that, just,
you're lazy as hell?
yeah. Yeah, there's that. Also because, I don't know, like, how much is it again?
I want to say like $2.99 maybe?
Yeah. So, like, for that much, like, I could do that, or I could put it towards something else that I'm planning on doing.
Like buying random cards?
But, yeah, no. That's not what it's going to.
I was about to say that's kind of sad. I don't have any more room for any more Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, that's true.
How could this happen to
Okay.
me?
But anyways, as I was saying, like, I wish that Cuphead would come to Sony. Obviously, that's never, ever going to happen.
What's it
Bendy, I am
Well,
glad.
not legally going to happen.
Yeah, okay. But I'm glad that Bendy is coming to PlayStation. I wish that in spite that they would have been exclusive to PC and PS4 only. But
I think that just would have been cruel.
yeah, but so isn't with that. Oh, that's just my own biased opinion.
Yeah.
I have a lot of that.
I
Yeah,
just
you do.
hate console exclusives in general because it just feels like a stupid concept.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. It should be like, hey, release it all across. That would be better from the gaming community and just gaming in general.
Just let us stop having to pirate games to play them.
That would probably stop piracy right in its tracks, honestly.
I really want to play a game that came out a couple years ago, Bloodborne.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
want to sell to get a PlayStation 4, because I have no idea how much I'll use it.
Yeah, that's true. No, I know the game that we had, that you had. I had bought Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I got kind of into it, and
It's one of
then
the-
just kept
It's one
dying
of
and
the-
dying and
That's
dying.
kind of the point of Dark Souls.
And
though.
then I just got tired of it and switched over to Disney Front and Disney Front 2. You had not Dark Souls. What was it called? Darksiders.
Oh no, you're talking about Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, but yes, something like that. How was that game?
The same like Dark Souls.
It is.
Pretty much, yeah. Though it's a little bit more easier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would assume so. Dark Souls
It's a little bit more easier. I was able to like kill the first boss, and that I was like, oh, I feel super accomplished. A few seconds later,
There goes your accomplishment.
there goes the poor life choices.
Dark Souls is one of those games where you have to feel accomplished for saying, I beat the first boss. It's one of those games.
Speaking of which, Vikings. How was that game?
What, Vikings, Wolves of Midgard?
Yep.
Well,
I
yeah,
haven't played it or seen
I've
anything
never
about
heard of
it,
it,
so
actually.
you're the only one here.
yeah, I would.
You're the only one with experience.
Okay, yeah. So it's what you expect. It actually has the same mechanic as Diablo.
Okay.
So
but
it's
it's all-
basically Viking Diablo.
It's basically Norse Diablo.
Yeah, I have a great Diablo. It's called Titan Quest.
My favorite Diablo game was Diablo 2, the best one of all time.
And most people would like to forget Diablo 3 happened.
I try to forget. He has it.
I don't have it.
You had it.
I had it.
Oh, what did you
What
get rid of
happened to it?
I gave it to TJ.
You're never getting anything back from her, you know that, right?
No, I let her keep it.
You were a
Oh,
sad man.
so
I was pretty much done with it.
Well, John, we know who wears the pants in that relationship.
It was her birthday present.
You gave her one of your games as a birthday present, you cheap boyfriend.
I gave her several.
Okay. Anyway,
Cheap.
She didn't care.
speaking of cheapness,
Aye.
let's talk about Dragon Ball Z Fighter. I love that game so much.
I haven't had the chance to play it yet.
Oh, I know that. We play it. And so tell about who you play with and why they're good.
Oh my god.
Dragon Ball is, for those who don't know, is a show / game. It's an anime. It's everything. It's been around since like the late 80s.
It's been going on forever.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Now this is the funny thing, because I decided I was gonna be okay. I'm gonna play as Rose, Goku Black, and hit with Bardock. I main Bardock, and I'm actually really good with Super Saiyan Goku. And surprisingly enough, I'm good with Ultimate Gohan. Ultimate Gohan is super like quick and
Wait, you're
broke.
confusing me. Gohan can do something?
In the games.
That
yeah,
explains it.
in the games.
Even only outside of canon.
That's outside Toriyama's reach.
Oh, no, that's launch.
Oh.
No, that's outside of his thought. He forgets that he creates characters, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
R.I.P. Garlic Jr.
And
Okay, so
That's not canon and you know it.
I did manage to like complete one of the stories in the game. I just haven't done the other two.
yeah.
So no Frieza or Android 18 sagas?
Not yet.
No, not yet. For me, it's
I
kind
can
of
get
it's
to
kind
it.
of weird the way that the story progression goes because you fight, and then eventually, like it seems, you come across the storyline, and then it goes back to
It's
that.
a fighting game.
Yeah, but it's the way that it happens, which is weird.
It's
I don't
like,
care.
which is bad because I think if I remember right, Fighter Z was one of those games that encouraged people to play the story mode.
Yeah,
And
it
then
did.
there is no story, and then there's barely any story mode until you possibly get past the first part of the story mode. So it's
Yeah.
basically just, hey, you want to play the story mode? Too bad.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
the way the story mode is, you have to like defeat all the clones.
In a set amount of turns, you have like what I think it was like 25 turns or something like that.
Yeah, but
to
you
go
can
through
you
each
can
one.
you can easily complete it in less than 10 turns. I somehow managed to do it. It was
You've clearly wasted your life on it.
I only clearly wasted like 3 days on it.
Boy.
That's how long it took me to beat it.
Boy.
And now let's go into something that all three of us can talk about.
Dad of boy.
No. WWE 2K18.
Oh boy.
You're
What,
really gonna
Oh.
shell out advertising on this?
Yes, actually.
is it
To
considered?
the two people who are gonna watch this on Lin Access?
Yes.
Are we going to be talking about that brother Virgil?
No, we're not going to be talking about that, brother. In fact, we're going to talk about something that has been kind of eating away at me.
Like, where's Cobra Commander since season 1?
Yes. Someone remembers. Don't let heroes die.
He kind of vanished after Solus joined the Jubavia. Remember that? There was the initiation match, and then he just
Oh,
went.
that's right. That's right. That's because that was like a, hey, you have to fight to stay, and it was, obviously Solus versus
Can we bring him
Cobra
back?
Commander. But you forget, you need to remember something else about the Jubafia. They were given manager. Where's the manager?
Coming back.
Assistant to
coming,
the regional manager.
Actually, surprisingly enough, will be coming back tomorrow.
Really?
Paul Heyman will be
For those who don't know,
for the Jabafia
for those
match.
who want to know, WWE 2K18 is a video game which we play, and me and Echo Wolf, which is wearing the Rampage shirt, have our own YouTube shows, wrestling shows that we do. And what I'm talking about is from his show.
Which we call E-Feds.
Yeah, the Echo,
EWF.
The EWF, yes.
EWF. I have this guy who's going to have his chance back at the pay-per-view for his World Championship title.
You better.
Yep.
I will. I'm giving Solus a Wednesday off, though, after he punched the ref in the face.
Oh, so what? Damien gets to ambush Solus, and yet this happens?
This is what I've been
What
saying.
is your? Where are your rules, sir?
Actually, no. This happened between you and him.
Where are your rules, sir? You're being
But how
biased now?
many times
I
does
haven't
Solus...
been being biased at all.
Oh, really? Is that why you haven't been disqualifying anyone?
No, he has suspended someone. The Jubafia.
I'm not. Look, you're still at the tag team titles. I don't care what you do.
Yes, but you forget that Solus falls under the jurisdiction of the Jubafia being a member, so therefore I have to look out for a tag partner.
Hey, look, it's a topic. It's gone.
No, this is the topic. Like, 2K18...
Well, I mean, we were talking about video games in general, and now we're just ranting about his YouTube show.
I'm on my YouTube show.
Well, because this is a video game.
Yeah, but it's mostly about his game rather than the game in general. It's just what he does with it.
No,
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? These two games right here would probably. This one's on YouTube. I just have to finish it, and that's gonna be on YouTube.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
Yeah.
So, you're never finishing it, and you'll never get to it.
What do you mean?
I doubt you'll even remember you were going to play them.
All right. First off, I'm taking a break from that because I had way too much time on my hands with that.
Did you?
I couldn't put it away.
Yeah, I know that.
I spent literally 24 hours on the story.
You are... What is your life? What?
That is my life.
No. The EWF is your life, okay?
Yeah.
And you're about to learn that the hard way.
I am.
Yeah, right now.
Oh God.
See,
All right.
Solus is going to get back his title.
Yeah, I know.
The Jubafia are going to continue to be the
They'll have-
greatest tag team.
Look, I'll do you guys justice, and I'll have Paul Heyman with you guys.
Thank you.
All right. I'll make it right.
That's one demand.
Don't push it.
Oh, I'm pushing it. There are two demands.
What?
So, we give Solus Heyman, for when he's alone and not able to defend himself against any cheap shots that's from Damien.
What?
Or anyone else that's ever crossed his path. I mean,
Looking at
do
you,
you remember
Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos has his own problem.
Because he's the only one cursed with knowledge.
Yes.
But yeah, Thanos
He
has
just hopes that we'll remember.
Thanos has his own issues to worry about.
Yeah, with Brother Virgil.
Yeah, why haven't we banned Thanos? A couple weeks ago, he got the highest casualty count in his history, and yet you're letting him still wrestle here.
Yeah. Are you afraid of Thanos?
You ban someone for hitting a ref, but you don't ban a guy for snapping.
Literally.
Apologies to anyone who hasn't seen Infinity War, but you probably already got spoiled by it on the internet.
Yeah, it's been out for more than a day, so...
Yeah.
Even on the day, actually. On the day, it's already spoiled.
Here's a spoiler. Thanos is in it.
Actually, that's a big thing. Oh, and the Avengers. Oh, but they're also supposed to tell him
You know
that...
who isn't in it?
Who?
Drax. You can't see him.
I can't.
But we haven't answered the most important question.
What's that?
Why is Gamora?
Only Drax.
Okay, we've apparently moved on to the movie topic at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's just the horn of Valhalla that's blowing towards us right now because we're
Turn
talking
your
about
Viking
Vikings.
game off.
It doesn't have an off switch.
Maybe.
So
maybe.
apparently we transitioned to movies at some point in that conversation.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yep. And that's what we're talking about. Movies. What? Okay. Let me. Vikings. Okay. So, what are a few of your favorite movies and genres?
For genres, I'm gonna kill that shit guy. I'm gonna kill that man.
Solus, don't snap.
Ginger clutch activate.
You gotta put everyone away. But yeah.
Fantasy's a pretty good genre.
Yes.
Though the Oscars will never acknowledge it. They hate acknowledging fantasy is actually a genre of movie.
Of course they do.
They actually have on multiple. They screwed over Lord of the Rings repeatedly.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Like they refused to give them any awards when Return of the King came out.
And then there's Star Wars.
Good Star Wars.
Good Star Wars. Before Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, sci-fi is another good one.
Yes. How about you, Echo?
Well, you kind of know how I am with movies.
I do.
I
Everyone
go
else
with
needs
fantasy, action, adventure, sci-fi.
Look, sir, droids.
That's not even
This
pretty.
isn't even the droid we're looking for.
Exactly.
As to favorite movie?
Yeah, or a few, like a couple of your favorite movies from any genre.
Any of the Lord of the Rings films, one of the original trilogy, probably Return of the Jedi, because that movie's awesome.
Yeah.
Probably any of the Marvel movies, because they're all pretty good.
Yeah. Can't say the same about DC, though.
We don't talk about it.
Just did.
We can't talk about the DC cinematic, but we can talk about the DC animated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because obviously there's a very clear difference between
quality.
the shows and the movies. Just like how, we'll never ever see a good Fantastic Four movie. It was a fantastic flop. That's all it was.
Which one? Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's all it can be answered
Yes.
with. Obviously.
So we do have one thing to thank.
What?
For some reason, Captain America was in the original too.
Nobody remembers that.
I did.
Okay, nobody that wasn't scarred.
Wait, if you didn't remember, how do you even know about it?
Yes.
That's his answer for everything. Look at that. The universal answer is yes.
It really is, though. I loved, for Star Wars, the prequels were amazing. And as for the originals...
we lost the last of the view count.
Yeah, probably. Can't handle the truth. They well done.
You got a Canada, you can't handle the moose.
I don't care what people say about Lucas and his, shoddy writing. It wasn't just about the writing. It was about the storytelling. It was about what you see happen, transition throughout all 6 movies. He did an amazing job, and people need to stop giving him flack for it. Because people are like, Lucas ruined the saga, ruined the Star Wars. It's like, no, actually, he didn't.
Disney ruined it.
No. Even before Disney, the fans is what ruined it. Okay,
Fan bases tend to ruin anything good.
Those
Yeah,
who
pretty
were,
much.
daily writing and making videos and anything about how to attack George Lucas, okay? He did nothing wrong. He just wanted his films to be shown exactly how he wanted them, and that's exactly what happened. They came out how he wanted them, and I think that they were amazing. Episode 3 is my all-time favorite Star Wars film. I would say
Why?
followed
Because you
by...
get to see Palpatine fight a Muppet?
Yes. Followed by Return of the Jedi, followed by Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Those are my top 3 favorite Star Wars films. I'm not talking about Disney Wars. Disney Wars does not exist.
And we have to give
They
the
are
prequels one
non-canon.
thing. Liam Neeson as a Jedi.
Yeah, everyone forgets that Maul's the only one to kill off a Neeson character.
Maul didn't even die.
Exactly. Maul survived, and this is, and even...
because people can't handle the truth.
Yeah, and then you had the Star Wars Expand Universe, which lasted from, lo and behold,
Episode 1.
1977 to 2014.
When Disney's like, nah.
Disney's like, oh, after lying to George Lucas's face,
Yeah.
being like, you had Kathleen Kennedy, who was in charge of the Star Wars stories and all that stuff right here, and then you had George Lucas next to her when he sold it, and she was like, all these books, all these movies, all these games, we're going to keep really good care of them. These characters that everyone treasures and love, we're going to keep them, and then as soon as he walks away,
They shove them
just
in the
shoves
trash.
them into the trash. Yep. Especially
Into
after
the trash
saying-
compactor.
Yes, but even more so, the fact that they were going to be bringing Lucas on. She had told him, oh yeah, you know what, you can be a creative consultant.
And then they kicked him out.
Yeah, like, he gave a treatment. He gave him treatments for episode 7 and the trilogy that he wanted to do after. And then she was like, no. It's like, really?
Yeah,
That's
Mark
why
Hamill.
I'm not gonna
hates what happened to him, his
respond.
character.
I'm not gonna re-say everything that Lucas said, but the point that was making was he regrets selling Star Wars to Disney at all. He said that he wished that he didn't. When he sold Star Wars, that just came out of the blue. There was no talks about stuff like that. Like as Mark Hamill or Mace Windu or whoever else that was involved says, like, that just came out of nowhere. I had wished that instead of Disney getting them, he had sold it to people like Timothy Zahn or Lucian or the Expanded Universe writers. He should have given to, because they would have taken and preserved it and made it as great as it could have been.
Yeah, maybe we could have gotten some adaptations of like the actual EU stories.
Yeah, and you know what?
Stormtrooper zombies.
Yeah.
Or probably the actual Han Solo kid storyline.
Yeah, the twins that they had.
The actual Han Solo kid.
Yeah, we're not talking about...
Not Ben Swallow.
We're not talking about Emo Ren here. We're talking about...
Ben Swallow.
Yeah. Where you had,
His head was swollen.
Yeah, Jason and Jaina and Ben Skywalker, and it's like, you had all these characters. You had Luke, who started up after the destruction of the Empire, starting up his own Jedi Academy,
And then just
having
like
these
lose
students.
it after like 2 minutes.
And what?
And unlike the Disney movies, didn't lose it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. Not only that, but he wasn't killed off right away. And then had all these other characters that were developing in their own way, not rushed, but they were developing.
Or Mary Sue's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to obviously admit that not every single book or comic
Was perfect.
was perfect. Okay, there were some things, but prior to Disney being given Star Wars, actually Lucas was going around and he was having his guy. I actually can't remember his name, but he was going around and he was in charge of creating a definitive timeline for the expanded universe, in what he was doing to be like, okay, you know what, this is official. Like everything that was made, Lucas approved, and Lucas in Splinters of the Mind Eye, whether or not that's still canon, who knows, but had said it in the front, there'll be like an author's note. He said, my story is just one of which there are many other stories that can be told within the Star Wars universe, hence the expanded universe, not the compact universe that Disney made, where they're like, oh yeah, all that stuff, all that knowledge, all that history, all that canon material is no longer canon. But yet they will argue, and their fans will argue, well, the expanded universe was never canon to begin with. How can you non-canonize a entity that was never canon to begin with?
The difference is Lucas was appreciative of the work the fans made for his movies.
Yeah.
Whereas Disney is willing to argue, and if you say anything bad about them, you're banned.
Oh,
you just don't exist
yeah.
anymore.
You know what? And think about all the years, like I had said earlier, it's kind of sound like a broken tape recorder, but it's true. Like all the past decade that he's taken all these beatings and stuff like that from fans who just straight up hate him.
He's the scapegoat of the Star Wars universe.
That's exactly what it is. Like I still see it today, which is, sad. Is like, people are like, oh, Lucas ruined Star Wars. Lucas destroyed this. It's like, no, he didn't. In fact, he took Star Wars and he made it into this thing. Like, and as Carrie Fisher had said, Lucas didn't know that it was going to be this huge. Like she says,
It was just supposed to be one film, just Star Wars. There wasn't supposed to be other films in it.
I think it was more of a joke, but like she said, we all knew that it was going to be a big success, except for George. Lucas was thinking, okay, this is going to be at most a B-plus sci-fi film, so here, we're just going to do this.
And now it's one of the biggest sci-fi franchises.
And then when the first one, which is technically the fourth in the
Figure
saga,
that out.
when that got success, Lucas was like, okay, I'm onto something here. And then bam, you had The Empire Strikes Back, which is one of the greatest cinematic films ever, with the most surprising endings ever. Reveals, I should say, not endings. And then you have the...
Well, unless you were Dutch and knew what the word Vader meant.
Yeah, but you know,
I thought it was supposed to be German.
Yeah, it's something.
on the whole, you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yes.
And then he made the prequels. I mean, clearly, like, you know, they weren't perfect, but there's no such thing as a perfect film. They were great in doing what Lucas wanted them to do. They wanted him to tell a story. He wanted to play it out to show the transition of Vader.
He tried spinning. That was a good trick.
Yeah, in which it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, he showed, hey, this is how Anakin became Vader. Okay, I mean, sure, there was a couple of things in the prequels that I really could have gone without seeing. Like, I absolutely one of the things I will never regret is the pod racing. The pod racing was amazing. Okay, we never seen anything before like it.
It was so amazing. He got his own like popular game.
Yeah, which was for the N64.
There's also
Which game?
My pod racing game.
Oh yeah.
there's also Ian McGregor, who hands down is just past Obi-Wan.
And you know what? Let me go a little bit more into that. Not only was you know, like, hey, he's an amazing, you know, talent, he's an amazing actor, but the fact that you're not always going to get a movie where you take what was in, you know, where you start with an older version of a character and find someone that looks like a spitting image
And
of what they would have
acts
looked like
like it.
younger. Yes, exactly.
He was perfect for that role.
It was great.
And then I know a lot of people didn't like his acting, Hayden Christensen, but the dialogue he got wasn't always good, which can prove, but and people admit this, when you get a scene with like him having to just act with facial expressions, he is amazing at being Anakin. He really is past Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that we will need to wrap it up soon. So, thank you to anyone that is watching, or that just happens to be
Are we getting close to almost wrapping up, or?
Yeah, yeah, we are.
Wow.
I'll tell you afterwards. So you know,
Hasn't even
5
been
more
like
minutes?
close to an hour.
Okay, wait, what? Oh, we have 5 more minutes. Okay, I was
Oh, we
wrong.
have 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I knew it was sometimes shorter than what
I
we
want to
thought.
say, I meant to bring this up, wrapping it up, to Star Wars was kind of, like the past version of Bendy. It's an accidental success to the creators.
Yeah,
They never thought it would get big. It was just supposed to be this thing that existed and it would just get forgotten, but it became one of the biggest things.
yeah. Of course, the biggest thing for Lucas for Star Wars wasn't, you know, as he said, you know, the lightsabers or the spaceships. It's a space opera. That's all it was. That's all for him. That's all it ever was, which is a telling of a family story. Where, you know, for us, it's like, okay, but we see the bigger picture, and clearly Disney can't. But this is more than just the Skywalker story.
It's
You know,
about
sure, you know, this is taking place during that time, but what about the eons that existed before then and after then, which is what the expanded universe covered extensively. They were like, okay, you know what, this has happened in like 200,000 BBY.
It was like the sci-fi version of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. There's just stories of like how far back and how far after this can go.
Yes, except the difference is that whoever owns the rights to Lord of the Rings now isn't scrapping everything else like Disney did.
Yeah, because
Disney,
they appreciate what they
I mean,
have.
it's kind of funny and ironical way when you think about it, because Disney scrapped the expanded universe because they wanted creative freedom, but yet in doing so, they limited themselves. Okay, so you killed off Han Solo. Okay, you know, at the time it wasn't that big of a loss. Then we lost Carrie Fisher. That was big.
And then now you kill Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, which was a complete waste of time. And obviously, you know, as you were saying earlier, like Hamill has so poured out his disdain of Disney since then.
He honestly doesn't care if he has to come back for 9. He just says he doesn't care about these movies anymore.
Yeah, think about it. You take someone who had such a passion, such a drive for Star Wars, and you wipe that away from him, and then you have like what obviously, which you know they're not going to talk about, is an infighting within Disney Productions, because you had Episode 7, which was produced by, you know, J.J. Abrams, who, you know, he was trying to make a whole new story. But then you had Episode 8, which was a complete, not only flop in my opinion, but contradicted every single thing that happened in the prior film. And the only response from Ryan Johnson to, oh, you know, Ray's parents or this or that, is just like, oh, well, if you don't like something, well, I'm sure Abrams is going to fix it in episode 9 anyway.
So basically, they admitted they were just screwing Abrams over, and they don't care.
Pretty much. Or that was just Ryan Johnson doing it, and maybe not Disney themselves. But the fact that you even have to have this kind of thought that they're against each other is just disturbing, actually. It's like, okay, so, you know, you're trying to tell your story, but then you're telling your story. Like, you know, like as Mark Hamill had said in one of the interviews, you know, when he was reading the script for episode 7, it kept on mentioning something called the Sword of Skywalker, you know, the Sword of Skywalker, which, I mean, I don't remember hearing about in the film.
I never heard of anything about that.
But, you know, he was reading that, but then, you know, you get to episode 8, and it's just like, oh, by the way, you're being killed off because reasons.
And Hamill's like, what?
And I'm just going to throw this out there. His whole, you know, force, like when he transferred himself, like projected himself, the force projection that he made, it wasn't anything new. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. The Expanded Universe, he's already done that countless times. Some of the things that they've done, he's already done in there, just better. He wasn't.
And somehow this killed him.
Somehow this killed him, yeah.
Because he wasn't connected to the Force anymore.
Yeah, he disconnects himself from the Force, but then I don't think it was ever revealed how he disconnected himself from the Force.
They basically took what Mark Hamill thought of Luke, like a guy who, no matter how dark it could get, was the light in the darkness, and turned him into that solemn, depressed guy on the end of the street.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
I didn't even think it can be disconnected from the Force.
Apparently, that's what they said. He's not connected to the Force.
That's what he did. Because,
which doesn't make a sense, because the Force is everything.
And don't forget that, you know, the fact that on a hunch, he was going to be killing his nephew.
He did it.
I know, but I'm saying on a hunch he was going to, because he thought, he had an inkling that, oh, possibly, maybe he'll turn to the dark side. So maybe I should end this now, where, you know.
Before he, you know, fought to redeem Vader till the bitter end.
Yeah.
Like, as he was getting killed by Palpatine.
And then people will be like, oh, well, you know, he was younger then, not as bright. It's like, yeah, but even at the moment that he was literally dying, he still held out.
He was younger at that point than later.
Yeah. So you would think that age would have wizened him, not dumbed him down to like, oh, I gotta stop this before then. It's like, really? It's like, here you say the Jedi must end, but if that was your case, like, and isn't another thing that they kind of implicated was that he went to that island to kill himself?
Yeah.
Isn't it like with the feeling that they gave in the beginning, and then you find out, oh, actually, he's just milking this creature? It's like, what?
Yeah, we should wrap up.
Yeah, we gotta do. Okay, so now we're finally ending.
Before we start up again.
Yeah, which we easily could. Thank you to anyone that is watching this. I am the host, Comrade. I am here with Echo, and Solus is at the very end. Well, thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.